Great. Okay, we are live. Awesome. So, hi everyone. Today is a query resolution session where we are going to, I'm going to handle your questions on modules 1, 2, and 3. So, let me just quickly share my screen with you guys. Okay. So, on your screen, you should be able to see the blockchain developer course page. Abhishek says, I was able to get the send receive link. Oh, that's cool. Nice. Okay. So now what I want you guys to know, so what we did in module number 1 was blockchain basics. So in that we did the Bitcoin white paper. So we went into the tech of it, and a lot of the important terms that were used in that which we covered. So the video recording of both those sessions is available on the course page. By the way, I'll just put that URL here for you guys. So if you want, you can save that URL. So you'll be able to see the 2 video recordings here. After that, we discussed a lot of basics around blockchain, like what blockchains are, what are blockchain nodes, consensus mechanisms, bridges, metrics, addresses. So all that is here. All you need to do is click on these blue links here and you'll be able to open up the reference material for that. And then finally, we also discussed MetaMask, which is one of the most important blockchain wallets, and multiple EVM blockchains can be connected to it. So again, the link for the video recording is here. So this was module 1. Do you have any specific questions on module 1 that you'd like answers to? Hi, Junaid. So if you guys have any questions on that, which was understanding the Bitcoin white paper or on those blockchain basics or MetaMask, you can feel free to enter your questions here. If not, then I'll go to the second one. Okay, I don't see questions yet. Don't worry, the moment you have the questions, just put them there. Then the second, what we did after that was we spoke about some of the important public blockchains. Yeah, sure, Abhishek. Tell me what's your question. Okay, while Abhishek is typing, so in that we covered Avalanche, BNB chain, Ethereum mainnet, and Polygon. So the first 3 are what we call as layer 1 blockchains. So they are the core blockchain, and Polygon has a bunch of solutions, including an L2 solution, which is a layer 2 which runs, you could say, parallel or like a side chain to a layer 1 blockchain. For each of them, we did some discussions, and I've also put the links to the blog posts here. For Ethereum, there is also the recording available for the session. Of course, a lot has changed since then. Ethereum has now moved to proof of stake. When we did the session, it was still on proof of work. But anyway, most of the information still remains the same. And then we also did a session on how to create ERC20 and 721 tokens. So you can watch the recording of that also. So now I know I've only selected 4 blockchains here, and there are many, many more. But I feel as of today, these are the 4 most important in terms of traction. So that's the reason we did these. Abhishek's question is, I got 382 Luna in Meta, but when I open MetaMask in another, yeah. So what happens, Abhishek? What you've got to realize is that in MetaMask, when you export your wallet, you need to copy your secret key, the phrases, those 12 words. On another computer, when you go and enter it, your wallet gets recreated, but you have to still add the assets to it. So you need to go and add this Luna or the Terra, whatever assets you want, you need to add them manually, as in you need to go and add token. So, in MetaMask, there is an option called add custom token or add new token. Just add that using the contract address. Then it will automatically show you your balance in MetaMask. I hope that works for you. Roger says, I have missed the one. You can share the link to view it. Yeah, sure. So this is the link to the course website. All the videos and everything are on the site. So this link which I've just sent you. Other than these blockchains, some of the popular ones today definitely are Solana, and Polygon is also quite popular. So those are other ones. Celo is another one. Then there is Stacks, which is a layer 2 to Bitcoin. So you could look at those also. But anyway, these are the most important ones which we've done here. Any questions on module 2? Okay. And then we did module 3, which is building your own blockchain. So in this, first we saw how to set up a cloud server. Then we set up a blockchain. Then we queried it. Then we connected. So some of you had set up your nodes, and those nodes we then connected to the demo chain that we had created. You can watch the recording of that. Then we spoke about permissions management. So the 8 types of permissions. We spoke about asset issuance and reissuance, so where you can create an asset, then create more units. We also saw how to send one-way payments, so you can watch the recording of that video. Then we moved to atomic exchange transactions, for which I made a dedicated video and kept it here. Atomic exchanges are very, very important, so you must go through that video. And finally, I've also given you the link here for the multi-chain API commands, and I want you to try them out on your own, especially querying wallet balances and transactions, message signing and verification, external key management, and multi-signature. Now, I understand some of you may find a little difficult to, set up your own blockchain, but don't worry, it's just a matter of practice. Someone from LinkedIn says, sir, fake ID is being created in your name. Yes, unfortunately, a lot of people do create fake IDs and then they even take money from people. So, I mean, unfortunately, there's not much we can do, but just I would like to say this is the spelling of my name, right? ROHASNAGPL. So anywhere on social media, that should be my handle. So if it is on LinkedIn, it'll be exactly Rohas Nagpal. If it's Twitter, if it's Instagram, it's exactly this. So if you see anything else, like some people have created Rohas Nagpal underscore or Rohas underscore Nagpal, those are not my accounts. So just be careful of them. And I don't randomly go around connecting to people. I don't follow much people on Instagram either. So if someone connects to you with a similar ID, it may be a fake. So be careful. And you would have realized I don't ask for money. So please don't send money to anyone who pretends to be me. Yeah. So anyway, whoever on LinkedIn said that, thanks for pointing that out. But usually I think the fake IDs are in Insta. I don't know. Have you seen it on any other platform? Any questions on these 3 modules? Any doubts, anything? Okay, I'm presuming everything was clear, which is good. I also run a lot of the quizzes. So they run on Telegram. The links are available on the course site also, so you can use those. Now, what we are going to do after this is, next session is going to be about blockchain API, very, very important. But what you've got to remember about blockchain API is it makes it easy for you as a developer to add blockchain functionality to any app. So even a non-blockchain app can be blockchain enabled because of API. But I want you to finish your revision of the first 3 modules before you get into the API part. It'll be easier for you to do that. And Tatum and Alchemy are the 2 APIs that Shinam will be teaching. Shinam, are you there online? Would you be able to join in and just say hi, hello to everyone, since you're going to be taking the next couple of sessions? I'll also be there, but she'll be your main faculty for that. And then we are going to go into smart contract programming, where we'll do first an introduction to Solidity, Viper, and Rust. And then we are going to do Solidity in detail. And then you'll see how to create tokens with more customization. Initially, when we showed it to you, we did very basics of tokens. Now we're going to go a little deeper into that. Vivan, will you be able to invite Shinam to come online so that people can see her? Anupama's question is, how does the gas fee get paid? So Anupama, when you use a wallet like, let's say, MetaMask, so you would notice that when you're going to push a transaction through, it shows you how much of gas fee is going to be charged. And then once the transaction is, say, in progress, it allows you to speed it up by paying more money. So that's a simple way to come to know how much gas and transaction fee you are actually paying. Gagan says, how is the data of each transaction stored in a block? Is that a plain text or any databases there? So Gagan, you could consider blockchain in itself to be a database. So you can say blockchains are a very special category of database, which is an append only, which means you cannot delete information, you cannot edit older information, you can just add more and more information. So in that way, blockchains are themselves databases, and they have their own structure in which this information is stored. And a blockchain explorer is able to pull this information out for you and show it to you in a graphical interface. When we were teaching you multi-chain and we set up our own blockchain, we did everything at the command line level. So that's another way in which you can pull in information. I prefer using command line because it allows you to do so many more things which an explorer wouldn't. Sana has an interesting question. There is no gas fee in multi-chain, right? Yes, absolutely. So in multi-chain, we set up our own blockchains. Now we can choose to put an option there to have gas fee, right? That depends on us because multi-chain is not a running blockchain network. It's a software or a framework. We can make customization. So when we install multi-chain, if you remember, there was an option called protocol. In that we could say Bitcoin or we could say multi-chain. If we said Bitcoin, it would create a clone of the Bitcoin system. There we can have fees. If you said multi-chain, you can decide and there can be zero fee. But even if you want, you can have fees in that. So that depends on you when you set up the blockchain. So it can work in all ways. Nitin says, every time we spin our droplet, do we need to execute this command? So yes, some of those commands you need to do every time. So for example, when you set up your own droplet and you create your blockchain for the first time, you need to run all the commands. If you're connecting to another node, certain commands. Once the connection has been established, then all the commands need not be run. But certain of them have to, again, which we have explained on the documentation. Okay. Vivan says, Shinam, permission on both accounts, kindly refresh. So Shinam, you can just refresh. Let me quickly stop sharing my screen. Yeah, so I think Shinam, you should be able to connect now. Gagan's question is, how do the transactions stored in a block? Are they stored as plain text? Oh, okay. So a lot of the information is plain text. In fact, okay, you can say almost everything is plain text, which is why we don't store confidential information on the blockchain. If you want to store confidential information on the blockchain, you need to encrypt it and send it. So usually we use symmetric algorithms such as AES, Advanced Encryption Standard, that generates the password and two other keys for you. One you can keep, one you can share, third one can be shared in a different way, but all three need to come together to actually decrypt the data. So by default, all the data on the blockchain is going to be plain text. You need to encrypt and store if you want. But again, remember, if the encryption keys are now available to someone, that data which is already in the blockchain will forever remain there. They will be able to decrypt it. Gagan's question, Sana's question was, how does the consensus work? How to decide who adds blocks? So Sana, that's a good question. So it depends upon which framework you're using. So suppose you're using multi-chain. So in that, if you chose the Bitcoin protocol, you will end up running the competitive proof of work. If you chose multi-chain, it will do PBFT. It uses something like a round robin proof of work. In other blockchains, usually it's fixed. So each blockchain comes with a fixed one, which you have to use. You don't have a choice. So for example, today, if you were running Ethereum, it would be only proof of stake. Hi, Shinam.
Hi, sorry, just pardon me. I'm just been working, so.
So why do you need to be pardoned for that? It's a good thing you've been working. So just give me 1 second. I'll just finish answering her question, then I'll introduce you. So Sana, it is the blockchain architect who would decide the consensus depending upon which blockchain you're setting up. Now, there are some blockchain frameworks where pluggable consensus is coming, which means you can change consensus in future. So again, that would be a choice you would need to make. So Shina, if you could just come back on screen.
Yeah.
Okay, so hi, that is Sheena Arora, and she's a developer like me, blockchain developer, and next few sessions she's going to be taking for you guys, starting with APIs. Sheena, would you like to briefly introduce yourself?
I have introduced for the people who are coming in. I've been working with, me and Rohas are working together since last 11 years. And I've been part of blockchain since 2015. So before we started working full-time on blockchain, doing the research paper and everything. So I take care of the tech side and I've worked on multiple blockchains. So I'll help you set up on different blockchain environments.
So you'll be starting, Sheena, with the APIs. So,
Sure.
You could make it simple for them to use Tatum and I forgot which was the second one. I think Alchemy was the second one. Let me just check.
We can also use multi-chain.
Alchemy. No, so the multi-chain part, I think they've already done. We've done 3 sessions on that. So you could start off with Tatum and then Alchemy. So
Sure.
teach them, how they can use the API. You don't need to connect it, and they don't need to actually run full-fledged
Yeah.
applications.
But
That
just
may be too confusing.
yeah.
You can start off by running it through, say, something like Postman
Yeah. Perfect.
or through the command line. So, and then make sure all of them also can do it. So all of you guys can create free accounts after the session is over on Alchemy as well as
Tatum.
Tatum, and then you'll be able to do that.
Yeah.
Gautam's question is, this is based on Solidity. So Gautam, when you use API, it doesn't really matter. You don't have to learn Solidity for that. So what you would do is you would be able to run those commands and pull data into your own application, which could be running on Python, PHP, or any of them. Solidity comes in the last module. Abhishek says, if we exit from, yeah, you can exit from DigitalOcean now. So if you've done your experiments with multi-chain, you've set up your nodes, run all the commands, then you can delete your server on DigitalOcean. But in future, I mean, just remember, whenever you're experimenting, it's always better to use a cloud server like DigitalOcean rather than trying to run things on your own laptop. Shinam has completely ruined her Mac laptop by running everything on it directly.
So yeah,
So be
that's
careful.
taking me time to join in the stream from the laptop because it was just going on and on. So it happens.
Sure. Yeah. Are there any other questions you guys have about the topics that we've covered? Okay, great. So if there are no other questions, then I'm going to be seeing you guys next Monday at the same time. Okay,
Next is
Gagan's
the
question.
API session.
Gagan's question is, why do we not earn learn tokens while watching the recordings of videos on Creator? Vivan, would you be able to answer that question? Oh, it's being introduced soon. Thanks a lot. So Gagan, Vivan has said that they are introducing that feature in. So even when you watch recordings, you will be able to do it. Oh, it'll take another 2 weeks for that. Okay. And this Friday, we are doing a session on how to build a career in blockchain law. After that, I'm doing a session again next Friday on how to build a career in token economics. So usually my career related stuff happens on Fridays and the teaching lectures happen on Mondays.
Mondays.
Gagan says, can you please let us know how you created the learn tokens and how that is integrated with Creator? If you could show us the code, then nothing like it. Okay, so Gagan, that's a very good point. So tomorrow, as soon as the marketplace is ready, I'm going to schedule a session specifically on learn tokens, how to earn them, how to spend them, what you can do with them. So during that time, I'll definitely explain to you how it's been coded. So we've used a very simple contract template from OpenZeppelin, like the one we showed you, and we've created it on the Binance Smart Chain. But we'll explain that to you. Sure. Anupama says, where can we ask our queries if we have them later? So, like I said, you could always ask it during the Friday sessions, during the Monday sessions, or then you could always post them on social media, LinkedIn or
Instagram.
Okay, there's a question, does crypto mining require blockchain knowledge? No, it doesn't. So you could use platforms like NiceHash, and you don't need to know anything about blockchain to be able to do it, because it's like pretty simple point and click which you can do. Although having the knowledge of blockchain definitely helps. Like for example, if you know what merged mining is, then you know that you can mine two blockchains at the same time with the same mining effort. So a little bit of that knowledge will help you. But I would not recommend buying your own mining hardware till you are very, very good at the basic tech of blockchain. Aditya says, can the chat history also be saved in recordings? Oh, interesting. Vivan, is that something which is already there? The chat recordings, do they also get stored along with the session? Okay, Vivan says not there yet. Yeah, but that's an interesting suggestion for a feature. Gautam says, what is the use of ETH POW after merge? Yeah, that's a good question. So what's really happened is, as expected, I mean, Ethereum is hard fork. So the popular version is the proof of stake, and the smaller version is the proof of work. And well, in the past also that had happened, and that's why you still have ETC, Ethereum Classic. So Ethereum proof of work is for those people who really want to do proof of work, which is basically only the miners. I don't really think it's going to last very long. The main person behind ETH POW is the Tron founder. Other than that, I don't see much traction. And all the main projects like USDT, stablecoins, all those other coins, they are not going to run on the proof of work chain. They are all only going to run on proof of stake. So honestly, I think ETH POW will die out soon. And that's my presumption on that. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, we do the Hindi session. There also we are doing Q&A. That's going to be at 8 o'clock. So if you guys want, you can attend that. Otherwise, I'll see you guys directly on next Monday. And in the meanwhile, Fridays, I do the career sessions. So just go to Creator and see all my streams, and whichever ones you're interested, you can sign up for them. Gautam's question is total supply of ETH is ETH POS only or no? So Gautam, what happens is at the time of the fork, everything gets duplicated. So for example, if you had one ETH regular, you would now also have one ETH POW for free. At the time of that, it was the same. But now as the chains are moving forward, in POS, the numbers are not going to increase. So it's going to become deflationary. But POW is going to remain inflationary. So the numbers now will be different. It was at the exact time of the fork that the numbers were identical. From LinkedIn, there's a question: is there a low-code alternative to Solidity to build block? Yeah. So see, we don't build blockchains using Solidity. We build smart contracts on it. So one option we already showed you was using the Open Zeppelin wizard. So Shinam and I showed that to you. You could use that. You need to know zero coding for that. And now what Shinam is going to show you guys is the APIs, again, which require near zero coding experience. I mean, you don't need to have any Solidity experience to be able to integrate blockchain APIs into whatever solution you are building. Hope that answers your question. Okay. So, okay then. I don't see any other questions. See you guys. Bye-bye. Bye, Shinam.
Bye, Dee.